This is Tony Blair's son here. This was at Hard Rock Calling about 2005, I'd say. And very nice guy, and I just got him to take a picture for charity. All this goes for charity, you know. And, oh God, I don't know their names, half the names of these, another rock band, you know.
Don't know, they really
you probably know them, but I work with, they'd be playing now that night. Yes. This was in New York, actually. I don't know if it's Deep Purple or not. Deep Purple.
I heard of Deep Purple, but
yeah, it could be Deep Purple, and I think that's who it is. This is, he plays with Pete Townsend. Waters, is it Waters or Walters? Walters, yeah, he plays now with Pete Townsend. And Zach Starkey plays with Pete Townsend now. Zach Starkey plays with who? Zach Starkey is the son of Ringo Starr.
Oh,
and he's 46 years of age today. He used to be my busboy when he was 9 years of age. He used to clean the toilets for me at 9 years of age. And do you know why? Because their mother, Maureen Starkey, Ringo's first wife, married the founder of the Hard Rock. She was divorced from, he's married to Barbara Back now, but before that he was married to Maureen. She was a hairdresser from Liverpool. And he married Maureen. He had 3 children, Zach, Jason and Lee. And Zach and Jason used to work with me. I used to come home on the bus. They lived in a very posh area called Maidaville. I lived in Kilburn, which is an Irish area, you know.
Right, yes.
Yeah, and Zach was at the counter one day in the Hard Rock, and he was banging away, banging the knives and forks and banging. And he said to me, he was banging away, and he said to me, Pete Townsend came over. He said, Zach, when I pass on, he said, I'm going to give you my drum set. He did pass on, and he gave him the drum set. And today, Zach is playing. I introduced him in Hyde Park about 2 years ago. He played with the Who for us, and I introduced him on stage in front of 80 or 90,000 people. And there's history for you.
Wow.
And that, yeah. This is a great guy. I don't know his name. This is a DJ in, and I go to boss about 3 times. This is another one from the Hard Rock Lounge. I don't know. This is my MBE here, but you can't you can see it. And this is This is McCartney here. This is when he played in Hyde Park as well, you know. And geez, the hair's a bit red there, isn't it? Jesus Christ, for feck's sake. And a great friend of mine, McCartney, and recently. Not mine, the person belonged to whoever, he was knocked to the drums and had a letter to sign. And I said, do you want a cup of tea? I said, a cup of coffee, you know. And he said, well, and he came in, and I was after getting some pictures of Paul McCartney and from him, because I had to sign for them. And I opened up, I said, oh, he said, is that McCartney? I said, yeah. And his father cleans the church in St. John's Wood, which is quite a nice, that's where he lives, Paul McCartney in St. John's Wood. And he said a few weeks before Christmas, about 2 weeks before Christmas, the father opened the church at 9 in the morning, and then he went to park his bike. He cycled there, and he went around the side of the church and went to park the bike, and he came back into the church. There was one man kneeling in the church, and he walked up, didn't look much up, and lit the candles on the altar, and then walked down. And when he walked down, he looked at Paul McCartney kneeling, saying a prayer. So he went out past the door anyway, and then he was hanging around the door, and then McCartney came down. He said, I was just saying a prayer for my friend, he said, John Lennon. Wasn't that nice?
Very nice.
Now, nobody would think he would do that.
Yeah,
he didn't tell the press didn't know that. I know that story. The press didn't know that. And he just went in quietly into the church and said a prayer at 9 o'clock in the morning when nobody, might come at 10 or 11, nobody, and knelt down. He said, I was just saying a prayer, he said, for my good friend John Lennon. And they never got on like that, but he said a prayer for him, you know, and isn't that very nice, you know?
Yeah, and is it alright to put that story out? Is it sure?
Oh yeah, that's a true story, yeah, that's
it's alright to put it on,
yeah? Yeah, no, that's fine, true story, yeah, true story. So we're celebrating 40 years this year at the Hard Rock Cafe. We're still rocking and rolling. They said we'd never sell a burger to an Englishman, but you know who done it? We're only as good as our staff. You have to take care of your staff. Doesn't matter whether back of house or front of house. When I do an opening, which I done recently in a place called Punta Cana, there was 2,500 staff. And what they do, they show a video of me, and on the final day, for a whole month, whether you're washing dishes, whether you're signing checks, or whatever you're doing, for a whole month you're in a classroom. Different classrooms for different people. Dish room here, waitresses there, whatever, directors here, whatever, you know. And then after the month, we all get together the day before the grand opening. So I had 2,500 people, and then they show a video of me, and then they say, sadly she can't be here today, she's in Galway, she's in Munich, she's in somewhere. But then I walk out from behind the curtain, and then I sort of get a big clap, you know. And the first thing I do is, I look out at the people, I say hello to them and I welcome into the Hard Rock family, and then I say, where's back of house? Back of house is where the boys scrub and clean, and nobody ever seems to know them. And what I do is I say, where's back of house? And they never put their hand up, they're normally young. Doesn't matter, I've done it myself, I've scrubbed and cleaned, and I know that. So I look over at Derek, and Derek is the general manager. I said, Derek, where's your back of house? And he'll go, 1, 2, bump, bump, bump. So I bring them all on stage with me, and I make them stand beside me. I point over to the CEO, the billionaires, all the big guys, the senior vice presidents, the vice president, the directors and all that. And I said, do you see those guys over here? We all keep the doors open here. Whether you're washing dishes or whether you're signing checks, whatever you're doing, we're all one, because our motto is love all, serve all, always one. So it doesn't matter whether you're down there or not, you're up there. Nobody's better than anybody else. You'll always remember that. And you guys, when you walk up in there tomorrow, you pat me in the back anytime you want to see me and say, Rita, I was hoping maybe I'd get into a bar. What I do sometimes is, especially in London, I'll go back to London next week, and I walk into the dish room. Again, you might get a few guys speak English, you know, and a lot of them will be trained to be doctors of that as well, you know. And I say, hi, how are you doing? And they don't even want to shake my hand because their hands are in water. I say, stop it. I say, I've been in stinks as well. Give me your hand, you know. And I say, and I say, you know, and how long are you here? And they say 6 months. Now, when you're in a dish room washing up, as I have done many years ago, there's no light, there's nothing. You just scrub and clean. You're sort of, in the 40s and 50s you were nobody, but today you are somebody. You're better than anybody.
Yes.
Everyone is always one today. So I say, 6 months I'm here, or 3 months I'm here. I said, would you like to? Yeah, I like to go in the bar, I like to go in the thing. I said, okay. So then I go to the managers on a Wednesday, we have a meeting, and there is maybe 20 managers around the table, and then I say, they always leave me to last, because I bollock them, you know, and then I say, right guys, room, and they'll all look at one another, and then I point at the manager, there's 20 managers, I say, you're paying his wages every week, you don't know who you're paying the wages to? You're paying this man's wages, he knows you and you don't know him. And then they look, and then they get nervous, because I get mad over that, you know, and oh yeah, oh that's the guy, I said, that's him, yeah. Well, I asked him what his days off. He's off Tuesday and Thursday. I've asked him to come in for one of those days with no payments, no wages, but I will take care of him. I will feed him, we'll give him t-shirts, we'll give him hats, we'll give him a good day, and I'll let him spend some hours in the bar. He wants to go in the bar, and if he's willing to work for free for me, then he's worth putting in the bar. So I'll put him in the bar maybe for 3 or 4 hours. Then I'll talk to him and ask him how he got on. I'll have lunch with him, and I'll tell him about the company. And then the following Tuesday, he'll do it again, and he'll do that for a month. And after the month, if I think, which always happens, he's good enough, he's going to go in that bar then 2 days a week, and maybe 3 days in the dish room. And then from there, he'll go and find it. But that's how we develop our managers. I can go to any hard rock in the world, and I could in the dish room this week, and I go out to Boston next week, and you might have been in Washington, right? And I go out to Washington, and oh, he's in Boston, he's a manager. We escalate all our staff from within, except for the CEO. Most of the staff came out of the dish room. The general managers around the world, the directors, the senior vice president of London, who's the senior vice president of Europe, he was a dish room washer. He's been my busboy 21 years ago. So was Ringo Starr's kids.
Jeez,
so it's always there for you, you know? It's just, always have hope, it's always there.
I'll be over next week.
Well, I've been on back of bikes, but I don't have to.
Well lads, that's the story from Rita, so I'm going to let Rita go and we'll talk to you again. Hope you enjoyed it.
This is, I don't know, where's it from? It's Acapulco.
Yeah.
And this pen is for many. Sadly, I don't have any biker's pen this morning, but this is a pen anyway, and I think the heavy rockers and the heavy bikers. And I also do have hog nights, you know, so it's the first of many.
Rita, thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much, I'll give you a
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that's my little interview done with Rita. That is what you got. Ah, lovely woman. Lovely woman. Beautiful place here. Yeah, lovely, lovely woman. Well, boys, I hope you enjoyed that. I sure as hell did. Time for a smoke.
Hi diddly diddly dum diddly doo diddly dum diddly doo diddly day day. Hi diddly diddly dum diddly doo diddly dum